Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I am Rachel Thompson Phillips, the creator of the BU Oracle cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for September the 2nd through till September the 8th, and the overall theme is about expansion, growth, and it's time to flourish. So let's dive in and look at what comes through the cards. Monday and Tuesday is the card of moon cycles. Wednesday through till Friday is the card of love, and Saturday and Sunday is the card of perception. With Monday and Tuesday, the card being of moon cycles, we have just moved through a new moon, which was on August 30th. A new moon is all about planting the seed, about considering all of your options, about being able to connect deeply with your dreams, desires, goals. Those things that you wish to accomplish while you're here in your lifetime all get ignited as we move into that new moon. So even though the new moon has actually moved outside of that cycle, the energy for that will still permeate through your beingness over the next coming week. And it's encouraging you to think outside of the box, remembering that we grow when we step outside of our comfort zone. I'm sure there's plenty of you out there, gorgeous souls, that have a list of all these things that you would like to accomplish and like to at least attempt or give it a go just to see if it's something that you like, or just because you're interested in wanting to consider doing some new type of study or going to do something that you've always wanted to. This is the week your soul is saying, go and give it a go. You're never going to know whether you like something, and you're never going to know whether, the word that I want to use is, you're never going to know if you're good at doing something unless you give it a go. These are the things that seem to be circulating through the energy this week, about being able to just let go of that human part that says to you, or you're time poor, or finances aren't there, or you haven't got this, or you haven't got that, or maybe you won't be good. All of those kind of things are starting to just slip away from the side, because there's this really fun, joyful energy coming through, just saying, just go, give it a go. And this is where it becomes truly exciting, because if you allow yourself the permission to connect into that joyful element and that energy that's coming through, you're not even going to care about the outcome, because it's all about success is derived by just giving something a go, not the actual outcome of, yes, I did it and I was really good. No, success is governed by, you made a decision, you broke through some limitations, you stopped listening to those excuses, and you just went and done it. That is success, and anything after that becomes this gorgeous bonus. And your soul is saying to you, it's time to, if you think about, I keep just seeing the analogy of a butterfly. So a butterfly sits in its cocoon. Now it's time to spread your wings and start to just get out there and just experiment and then have joyful experiences. Because as we know, we're not supposed to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. We're supposed to enjoy the journey. And this is where our soul is encouraging us this week, is to enjoy the journey and connect into those things that you are deeply passionate about. Because when we do those things where we are deeply passionate about them, then this is where we connect more truthfully into that soul truth and align ourselves with things that ignite our soul and set our soul on fire. And that is so important for your growth. When we move through to Wednesday through till Friday, as you can see with the card of love, is about connecting to that love, to that passion, to those purpose, those things that set your soul on fire. Because when you're in that space, you just radiate so much gorgeousness. And this is where we reconnect to that I don't want to use the word soulful truth, because it's more about reconnecting to that love and that passion and that fire and that spunk and all of that. When that's ignited, this is when we get to radiate the true essence of the beauty that sits within you, and you get to experience that on a more day-to-day basis. When we go through the day-to-day mundane must-dos, have-dos, should-dos, and move into robot mode, we disconnect from that fire within our soul, and our soul is asking us, we want you to ignite that fire and feel alive on every area within your life. And how we do that is by stepping outside of our comfort zone. And we'll find that as we move through to the energy of the weekend, being around perception, is to be considerate of the fact that, of course, there's going to be obstacles. Of course, there's going to be challenges that come up when we are ignited by our soul and go and step outside of our comfort zone. There is going to be a natural component where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Expansion and growth has an uncomfortability element around it. The more that we can prepare for that, the more that we can just be okay with that and go, you know what, this is a natural feeling for me to feel uncomfortable in my own skin as I go and do things that will enable me to flourish, then this is where we can be more okay with this. And this is how we balance out between the uncertainty and the certainty aspect, so that we have an uncomfort and a comfortability aspect and component within it. And it allows us to not take things to the next level, which is overwhelm, stress, and talk ourselves out of pursuing anything that it is that you want to just go and have a go with. Our perception filters are governed by the conversations that we have within our own self and by what we see and from the experiences we've had. So it's going to be really important to be mindful that growth is uncomfortable for a short period of time. But the more that you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable is the more that we can continue along the journey of our evolution of growth within on a mind, body, soul, and spirit level. And this is where we start to gain access to new layers and new levels, which we spoke about last week. We're also last week we moved into new levels, and this week we're seeing the layers within those levels, and therefore being able to move through some of those limitations, because those limitations that were once placed on you a long time ago, sometimes when we get that opportunity to go back and explore them, we can actually find that we have actually outgrown those limitations, and therefore that in its own self is in a massive place where you can expand and grow, because all of a sudden those limitations are no longer limitations. They only felt like that because you didn't explore them. This week is the week of exploration and expansion and flourishing and growing and igniting and letting that fire within your soul burn deep within you, because when we have fire, that's when we are motivated, we are inspired, and we become determined from within, not from external, but all comes and it derives from that soul passion urging you and encouraging you and moving you forward. This week is an incredibly beautiful week for stepping outside of your comfort zone, just giving it a go, having many laughs and ticking things off your list. Because sometimes we can write things on our list and we think, oh, I would so love to do this, and then when we go and do it, we go, actually that was probably not as awesome as what I would like it. But I am so grateful that I had that opportunity to be able to know that, because now I can look at my other options that are available. But I've also learned something incredibly valuable that I can move through and bring forward into this. And for a short period of time, I just believed in myself and I just went and gave it a go. This is all the types of conversations that your soul is going to be communicating to you this week through your intuition. So learn to tune into that. You're going to get those feelings of it just feels right. And the thing that I want to share here with you is that I will share a link to this Facebook Live I did a little while ago, which was to be able to understand that excitement and anxiety share the same physiological response. And what I mean by that is that sometimes we can misunderstand that when we go to do something new, when we get those butterflies in our feelings, butterfly feelings, we can think that something's wrong and we shouldn't do it. When in actual fact, it's actual excitement. Those butterflies are excitement because you know that you've just said yes to you, and you're going to jump in and just randomly give something a go, and it makes you feel nervous, but it makes you feel excited and alive. And that is what is this whole week is about coming alive and letting that fire within you light up your pathway to just go and experience everything that the world has out there for you, on offer for you. So I wish you all an incredibly amazing week, all you beautiful, gorgeous souls. As always, much love, take care, and please feel free to share.